Just a heads up, get it? Anyways, just a heads up, this following video does contain some spoilers to the book, but not that much, honestly. You could still watch it, I guess, because it's not going to come out for a while, and I guess, I don't know, I would forget about it by the time it comes out. Anyway. Hi, I'm Jana Ariane, and I wrote a book called Just Play Along, and I'm going to be answering some FAQs that I've received throughout the entire process, even though the book hasn't come out yet. What was the hardest part of writing JPA? Is JPA like Just Play Along? Oh wait, it is, because the hardest part of writing Just Play Along was really trying to make the book flow and make sense, because sometimes I would write a sentence and then it would not make sense at all. It would just be like random words. Okay, how did you come up with the adventure chapters? I came up with the adventure chapters by going on adventures myself and then adding some romance to it and then writing it in words. How would you describe Dylan's personality? Dylan's personality, he's an asshole when he wants to be, but he has a soft spot for love. Or like, oh shoot, I just ruined my hair. I'm sorry. Dylan is an asshole, but he still has a soft spot for love and for his ex-girlfriend Louise, because he really, really loved her and he had to let her go for a reason that he could not fix and he couldn't control it. Whenever anyone talks about Louise, he gets like really sensitive about it. Yeah. How many times did you change the plot? I changed it 4 times. I changed it 4 times because I had to keep adding things to make other things make sense, but then when I added those things, then there would be other things that didn't make sense, so I had to cut those things out. You know, my creative writing teacher told me that if I ever use the word things in an interview or an essay or a story, she would cut me. Who's your favorite character? My favorite character would be Jess, or Shannon, or Alex, or Eli, maybe Dylan, everyone else but Louise. My favorite character would have to be Alex, because he's such a good friend, and I feel like I need an Alex in my life because he's such a good friend and he's always there for Dylan and he's so sweet to Jess, a gentleman, and everyone needs an Alex in their life because why not? He's also really, really cute. Well, that's what I imagined in my head, to be honest. Okay, what dumbass would write on a black piece of paper? Okay. How did you come up with the character names? Oh my gosh, I feel like this is my favorite question. Dylan's name was originally supposed to be Dale, but they're a character from Disneyland called Chippendale. So I was like, okay, what if people are imagining the chipmunks that are, you know, playing the role? So I changed it to Dave, but Dave, it's not the type of name.
Dave is also in the Chipmunks.
Oh yeah! Dave's name is in Alvin and the Chipmunks. Ah, wow, is there one named Dylan? No, it's Simon. Oh my gosh, Dylan's last name is Simons. So I wanted to change it to Dave, but Dave didn't really have a good nickname. Like, you can't call it Davy. Like, that reminds me of Davy Jones or Davy Jones' Locker. D? Yeah, what up, Big D? In the middle of writing the book, I was watching Riverdale, and Riverdale has Cole Sprouse in it, and it reminded me of Sweet Life of Zack and Cody. And then I remembered that Zack's first name, Zack's name in real life is Dylan. So then I changed it to Dylan, and I was like, how come I didn't even think of this in the first place? I used Dylan with the Y because Dylan with an ILL didn't seem like the Dylan in the book. Louise, on the other hand, I came up with her name while I was watching Bob's Burgers. Do you think you'll continue to write? I'm actually writing another story. I'm in the process of writing it anyways. Like, I'm not done, or I haven't started. I'm like writing out the like the gist of it, like the details, so like I don't get, yeah. Anyway, so yeah, I have ideas. Was Eli a part of the original cast? No. Why is it cast? Why is it not like character names? What do you call that for books? Like characters? Yeah, it's just characters. He was not originally a part of it, but I added him because I felt like there needed to be an Eli in the story. How long did it take you to write Just Play Along? It took me 7 months to write Just Play Along. What's the most difficult thing about writing characters from the opposite sex? So if you guys didn't know, this story, Just Play Along, told from a guy's perspective, and the guy's name is Dylan, and he's a guy. It wasn't really hard because I feel like I know how guys think because of all the different guy friends I've been friends with throughout the years, and like they all have different personalities, but they all kind of like have the same mindset, so yeah. Are there any significant parts of the book that happen in real life? Yes, most of it actually happened in real life, like the car in the parking structure, and most of her childhood actually happened to me. So you guys probably don't understand because I keep forgetting the book isn't out and no one has read it. How did you come up with the idea of Just Play Along? I came up with the idea of Just Play Along when I was going through a heartbreak in my junior year, and like it was over text. Actually, not even text. It was over Skype message. That was my first breakup. Anyways, I wanted to understand like why he broke up with me. That's why it's written in Dylan's like a guy's perspective, so that it could go through his mind, like the thought processes and stuff. Most of the stuff is not really based about the relationship. It's just how he copes with everything. Like Dylan, not. Anyways. Do you view writing as a kind of spiritual practice? Maybe not spiritual. I think of it as a stress reliever because I use it as a stress reliever because I like seeing how the thoughts in my mind flow through my arm, out through my fingertips, into my pen. Shit, I dropped like half the questions. Into my pen and out through the ball point of the pen and flow onto the paper. So I think of that every time like I write a word or a letter, and it's just like it reminds me of water. Did you have any trouble with any of the chapters? I had trouble writing the 3rd chapter. Actually no, I had trouble writing the first 3 chapters because those were the last chapters I wrote. The reason why chapters 1 to 3 are the last chapters I wrote is because I was rereading it and then I realized, starting off with, I saw her standing there. Yeah, that doesn't make sense because who's her? Who's telling the story? You don't really get much detail and it kind of just jumps into the story without having a bit of like, it doesn't lead up to what the story was really supposed to be about. Wait, shush, Janice, didn't make sense. So I feel like those first 3 chapters are kind of bad, and maybe that was a bad idea because the first few lines of the book should be the one to captivate the reader's attention, but I didn't think of that. Now I am. I don't think my You are only 18. False. I am 17. I forgot that my publishers think I'm 18 because you have to put your age, and I thought they wouldn't accept me if I wasn't 18, so I put my year older so that, but yeah, I'm 17. Okay, on with the question. Did you always want to become a writer? I did not. I didn't even think of being an author in the first place. One of my friends read through my journal that I first wrote Just Play Along in, and he told me that I have potential in being a writer, and then I was like, what the heck? So yeah, that's how I got into writing Just Play Along. What do you hope the readers will get out of this? If you meant getting anything out of this video, you're not going to get anything at all, except don't be awkward and stop stuttering and stop pausing while you're doing things like this, because it's just unprofessional. And I'm unprofessional. I hope that my readers will understand that things happen for a reason. If it's meant to be, they will love you back, and they will come back to you without you forcing anything. So that's really what I'm trying to get out of. Don't force someone to stay with you, because that's kind of toxic.